So, if you've crossed that threshold, that maybe slightly alarming age of 40, you definitely know things start to feel different.
Uh-huh. The old rules just don't seem to apply anymore, do they?
Not at all. It's like the body that was so forgiving suddenly starts sending you itemized bills.
Hmm.
Your metabolism basically hands in its notice.
It's a common experience, that feeling of, wait, what just happened?
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today. We're looking at this really powerful idea from Nzula Mercy, the queen of wellness. She calls it the midlife kitchen as pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal here is to really unpack her insights, figure out how and why our whole relationship with food needs a serious rethink after 40.
Yeah, and we're moving beyond just general diet tips here.
Yeah.
For you listening, you probably already know the basics. This is more about functional nutrition.
Right.
It's understanding those specific metabolic changes, the hormonal shifts that, well, inevitably arrive with midlife, and then tackling them strategically with food.
Okay, strategy. I like that. And to make this real, our sources give us the story of Wanjiku, based right here in Nairobi. Tell us about her before 40.
Right, so Wanjiku at 39, a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Seriously, running a demanding business.
Raising teenagers, which is its own marathon.
Oh, absolutely. And still, having the energy to be the life of the party on the weekends, dancing like she was 25.
That sounds familiar. That feeling that your energy is just limitless.
Exactly. She was operating on that assumption that her body was this infinite resource, which, let's be honest, many of us do in our younger years.
We do. But the sources say the shift for her was pretty much immediate, right at 40. What happened?
Well, the classic signs started creeping in, things she couldn't ignore.
Like what specifically? These are the things so many people relate to.
Yeah, it's almost textbook. Suddenly her jeans were feeling, well, a bit tight, whispering some uncomfortable truth, as the source puts it.
Oh, I know that whisper.
And stairs, suddenly her knees were like negotiating every single step. That effortless climb was gone. And the big one, that metabolism that used to forgive everything, it just slowed right down, packing on weight in places it never had before. Effortless firmness became, well, less firm.
And it's easy to just brush that off initially, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just getting older.
That's exactly what Wanjiku did, rationalized it. But biologically, things had changed under the surface. The body's operating manual had been quietly rewritten.
Until the doctor's appointment. That seems to be the real wake-up call.
It often is. That forced confrontation with the numbers, with the objective reality.
So what did the doctor actually say? What were the red flags that finally cut through the it's just age thinking?
Well, it was a few things coming together, all pointing in the same direction. Her blood pressure readings were up.
Okay.
Her blood sugar levels were heading towards that borderline danger zone, pre-diabetes territory.
Ring.
And crucially, those moments of forgetfulness, that sort of brain fog that so many people experience in midlife, they were happening more often.
Ah, yes. The why did I walk into this room?
Moments. Exactly. Her body was basically signaling overload. High inflammation, stressed hormonal systems. It was clear. The era of just eating for fun or even just basic fuel was over.
Okay, that's a stark picture. And it leads us right into this brilliant analogy from Nzula Mercy about the cost of poor food choices over time.
It's such a powerful way to frame it, like compounding interest, but for health debt.
Explain that. How does she break it down by decade?
So in your 20s, she says, making poor food choices feels like, small mistakes. A late night pizza, too much sugar. It's a temporary hit. Your body's repair systems are pretty robust. They handle it.
You bounce back quickly.
You bounce back. But by your 40s, those same choices, repeated over time, they start showing up as monthly bills.
Monthly bills. How so?
Chronic fatigue, that weight that won't shift, aches and pains that stick around, maybe needing medication to manage something. It's the accumulation.
Right. It's become a management issue, not just a temporary blip.
Precisely. And then the really sobering part, by your 60s, those unpaid monthly bills, they often turn into major hospital debts.
Meaning chronic disease.
Exactly. Decades of that low-level inflammation, nutrient gaps, it catches up. It manifests as serious diagnosed conditions. That was Wanjiku's wake-up call. She realized she didn't just need management. She needed a complete strategy shift, a reversal.
So it wasn't about finding a new prescription drug. It was about transforming her kitchen, turning her pantry into her personal pharmacy.
That's the core idea. It's a shift in perspective, taking control, realizing that after 40, every single meal is essentially a vote. A vote for longevity, for resilience.
Every bite counts.
Absolutely. And the approach Wanjiku took following the Nzula Mercy's guidance wasn't about starving herself or extreme restrictions. It was smart, highly targeted.
Strategic nutrient selection, you called it.
Yes, specifically chosen to manage those vulnerabilities of midlife. We talked about the metabolism, hormones, inflammation. And we see this really clearly in the types of foods she started focusing on, many relevant right here in Kenya.
Okay, let's unpack this strategic pharmacy. Let's get specific about these food categories and why they matter after 40. First up, the greens, the daily armor.
Right, so Wanjiku prioritized things like managu, that's a really nutrient-dense African nightshade, but also staples like spinach and kale.
Why the emphasis on these?
Well, a couple of reasons. First, nutrient absorption can decline a bit with age, so you need foods that pack a real nutritional punch. These greens are loaded with folate, antioxidants, crucial for blood health, eye health, sure.
But specifically for midlife.
Specifically, they are vital for helping manage blood pressure. Volatility in blood pressure is really common as hormones shift in midlife. So these greens act like insurance against that vascular stress. They're non-negotiable.
Okay, non-negotiable greens. Got it.
Yeah.
Now, fats. This is where things get confusing for people, right? Especially with weight gain being a concern. Wanjiku focused on fatty fish, tilapia, mackerel, the heart and joint guards. Why these?
We're talking omega-3 fatty acids here, primarily EPA and DHA. Their number one job after 40, fighting chronic systemic inflammation.
That low-level buzz of inflammation that contributes to so many issues.
That's the one. As we age, our bodies tend to lean towards a more inflammatory state naturally. It's what stiffens joints, damages blood vessels, increases heart disease risk. Omega-3s actively push back against that. They calm the inflammation.
So they're like negotiators for your joints and heart.
Good way to put it. Anti-inflammatory negotiators. Essential ones.
All right. Now, avocados. Nzula calls them the accountants for balancing hormones and cholesterol. But they're high in fat. How does that fit with a slower metabolism? Seems like a conflict.
It does seem like it, but it's a critical point. The type of fat matters immensely here. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats. These aren't just empty calories, they're functional.
Functional how?
They provide the building blocks for steroid hormones, think estrogen, testosterone, as the body's natural production of these declines in midlife.
Which affects everything from mood to energy.
Exactly. Getting these precursors from your diet helps support that hormonal balance. Plus, avocados are packed with soluble fiber. That helps manage cholesterol and keeps blood sugar stable, crucial if you're in that borderline zone like Wanjiku was.
Ah, okay, so the fat serves a specific purpose beyond just calories. It's strategic.
Highly strategic, making the calorie count worth it, functionally speaking.
Makes sense. Quality over quantity, directed at a need. Okay, what about the brain? That midlife brain fog, the memory worries.
For that, Wanjiku brought in almonds and pumpkin seeds. The brain and beauty squad.
Why those specifically?
They're loaded with vitamin E, magnesium, antioxidants, and healthy fats that are particularly good for brain health. They support cognitive function, help sharpen memory.
The beauty part is that just skin deep.
Well, the same nutrients do support skin health, fighting oxidative stress, which contributes to wrinkles. But the primary function here is neurological, supporting neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and learn, which we need to actively nurture as we age. Think of them as tiny power packs for your brain cells.
Power packs.
Yeah.
Nice. And she didn't forget basic strength, right? Eggs were key.
Absolutely foundational. Eggs provide high-quality, easily digestible protein. This is critical because after 40, we face the risk of sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss.
Our ability to build and maintain muscle decreases.
It becomes less efficient, yes. We need adequate protein to fight that decline. Maintaining muscle isn't just about lifting heavy things. It supports your metabolism, protects your bones. Eggs are just a fantastic, affordable source of that complete protein needed for maintenance.
Strength to chase dreams and grandkids, as the source says.
Precisely.
Now, for the immunity superheroes, thorn melon and coconut. These might be less familiar to some listeners outside Kenya. Tell us about thorn melon.
Right, thorn melon, also known as kiwano. It's incredibly hydrating, for one, but it's also packed with vitamin C and other micronutrients crucial for a strong immune response.
And paired with coconut.
Coconut provides those beneficial medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs, which have known antiviral and antibacterial properties. Together, they form a really robust defense. Think of it like reinforcing your borders when your body is already working hard internally.
Keeping the defenses strong so the body can focus on repair. Makes sense. Okay, what about the gut? Digestion often gets tricky in midlife?
Huge area. That's where the construction crew comes in. Fermented foods.
Like traditional fermented porridge or vegetables?
Exactly, things like that. Their main job is to rebuild and support a healthy gut microbiome. We now understand the gut is central to almost everything. Nutrient absorption, yes, but also mood, inflammation levels, even hormone signaling.
It's way more than just digestion.
Way more. So by adding these fermented foods, Wanjiku was actively improving her ability to absorb nutrients from all the other good foods she was eating and lowering her overall inflammation load. It's like improving the foundation of the entire building.
Okay, and then there's the simplest thing, the one Nzula Mercy really emphasized, but it's so easy to forget.
Water, just plain water. She calls it the daily anti-aging elixir.
Elixir sounds dramatic, but is it really that impactful?
Honestly, yes. It sounds basic, but chronic dehydration, even mild, impacts everything. Cellular function, detoxification pathways, energy levels, skin elasticity. Proper hydration supports every single metabolic process. Making a conscious effort to drink enough clean water is probably the most powerful, cheapest thing you can do for your metabolic health after 40.
Wow, the free elixir. Okay, so Wanjiku builds this amazing kitchen pharmacy, but then adds one more layer, supplements.
Yes, but viewed very specifically, not as a replacement for the food, but as insurance. To bridge the gaps, as the source says.
What gaps, if you're eating so well?
Well, even with a perfect diet, factors like slightly reduced nutrient absorption as we age, or maybe variations in the nutrient content of food itself due to soil quality, things can fall short. Specific needs might also be higher in midlife, maybe more vitamin D, B12, magnesium.
So supplements are like a targeted top-up.
Exactly, a wise investor protecting her investment. It's acknowledging that the demands on a 45-year-old body are just different and sometimes higher than on a 25-year-old one.
Okay, so stepping back from Wanjiku's journey, the big message from Nzula Mercy seems to be about conscious choice, intentionality.
That's it entirely. After 40, your body isn't just processing fuel passively, it's listening. Every food choice sends a signal.
So choosing Manago over something less nutrient-dense, choosing the fatty fish, that's communication.
It's a direct message. Wanjiku's plate became a statement, I choose strength. I choose wellness. I am actively managing this process. It's about taking agency, not just passively aging.
So for you listening, the takeaway isn't about deprivation. It's not about a diet in the restrictive sense.
Not at all. It's about upgrading your strategy, shifting to highly targeted nutrient loading, using food intelligently to manage the real physiological changes of midlife metabolism, hormones, brain function. It's moving from basic fueling to strategic wellness architecture.
Wellness architecture, I like that. Building resilience from the inside out.
Yes, being proactive, recognizing the nutritional approach that worked fine when you were 20 just isn't sufficient for the complex maintenance needs of your body now. You need better tools, more specialized tools for the job.
Absolutely. Which brings us to our final thought for you today, drawing from all this. If Nzula Mercy did an audit of your kitchen right now, what would she find?
Would your fridge look more like just a storage unit? Full of convenience items, leftovers, things grabbed on the go?
Or would it look more like Wanjiku's fortress, deliberately stocked with the building blocks for defense, for energy, for longevity?
And thinking about that simple, powerful elixir, what's one immediate choice you can make today? Could committing to water, really treating it as that daily anti-aging tool, be your first step in building your own kitchen pharmacy?